Shalom, shalom. Kohalo Yao Bashem Yahushai, Bahashim Kadash Bakatah. Double honors to apostles, elders, bishops of Great Millstone. Salutations to all my fellow laborers doing this work in truth and sincerity, risking their lives to do so. To the scattered elect across the four corners of the earth, and those among the heathen nations that look like the heathen nations pursuant to Jeremiah 12 and 9. Known as the speckled birds, I am disciple of Pariam, a follower of Great Millstone, coming to you with a lesson in truth and sincerity. So I'm going to start off by reading Isaiah 14 and 1. I'm going to call this lesson the scattered. Okay. And what you see down below you is a picture. As here it says Jewish, but that's going off because the word ish is like an unto, and this word did not exist. They were Hebrew Israelites. They were captive in Nineveh, which was during the time of the Assyrian captivity. Okay, and you see this. This is one of the first Assyrian rulers, Tiglath, right? And later on, it went to, I think it was Nebuchadnezzar. But I'll show you something real quick. So, but you see that these Israelites, they got the BDBs, the beards, they got Negroid or Negro-like features. Okay. So this is a timeline depiction. And we're going to go to Isaiah right here. It's kind of, I can't really light it, but I could kind of draw a little circle right there, okay? So you see that it was during the time of 722, I think it was, BC, during the reign of Ahaz, king of Judah in the south. So you see that right there on the bottom, select it right here, where it says Tiglath and then Sargon, but later is Shalmaneser the fifth, right? And then this is just before going into the Babylonian captivity. Okay. So let's go ahead and read Isaiah 14 and 1. It says, "For the Lord Yahweh Shai will have mercy on Jacob, and will yet choose Israel, and set them in their own land. And the strangers shall be joined with them." These strangers are the Goyim or Goyar, right? And I'll read another verse that goes into that. And they shall cleave unto the house of Jacob, because that's what they were trying to do. They were trying to say that they're Israel, but they're not. They were trying to cleave unto us. But I'll read verse 2. It says, "And the people shall take them and bring them into their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord," right? "For servants and handmaids." This hasn't happened yet. Okay, so this is a future prophecy that with the kingdom, comes, you're going to have servants. Okay. They got to build it up. And it's rightfully so. And it's to be done in righteousness. "And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were." Okay. I'm going to read that again. "They shall take them captives, whose captives they were. And they shall rule over their oppressors. And it shall come to pass in the day that the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai shall give them rest from thy sorrow, and from thy fear, and from the hard bondage wherein thou wast made to serve, that thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon," all right, modern day America, all right, "and say, how hath the oppressor ceased, the golden city ceased." And in the last verse, it says, "The Lord hath broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers." So again, let's see. Let's go to Isaiah 11 and 10 to 12. This is titled "Righteous Reign, Restored Remnant." "And in that day there shall be a root of Jesse, which shall stand for an ensign of the people." That's Yahweh Shai. All right, "who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. To it shall the Gentiles seek, and his rest shall be glorious. And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall set his hand again to the second time to recover the remnant of his people." All right, which shall be left from Assyria, and from Egypt, and from Pathros, and from Cush, and from Elam, and from Shinar, and from Hamath, and from the islands of the sea. Verse 12. And he shall set up an ensign for the nations, okay, and shall assemble the outcasts of Israel, okay, and gather together the dispersed of Judah from the four corners of the earth. And I think when you go to that word outcast, Strong's H1760 is dacha. All right. Those who were thrown out, right? Who were called, essentially they were called Gentiles later on, but those were really Israelite foreigners, or, essentially ethnos, Hellenistas, in the New Testament. And you go to the word, let's see, go back to reverse. And this is disperse, is napas. Leave. Let's see if I can get that right. Just bear with me for a second. Napataza. All right, Slaki. I had to go get my Hebrew cheat sheet. Let's see. Scattered, disperse, overspread, to be scattered. Okay. So we'll get more into the depth on this. Let's go to Ezekiel 14:1. It says, Then came certain of the elders of Israel unto me and sat before me. I'm going to read through verse 5. And the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, these men have set up their idols in their heart, and put the stumbling block of their iniquity, which is sin stacked upon sin, before their face. Should I be inquired of at all by them? Therefore speak unto them, and say unto them, Thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Shemashai power. Every man of the house of Israel that setteth up idols in his heart, and putteth the stumbling block of his iniquity before his face, the coming to the prophet, I, the Lord Yahweh Shemashai, will answer him that cometh according to the multitude of his idols. Verse 5, that I may take the house of Israel in their own heart, because they are all estranged from me through their idols. Let's look at that word estranged. Strong's H2114. And it's Zawar. To be estranged would be a stranger, right? Become estranged, a foreigner. And that's what happened when they were scattered throughout these different captivities, okay? So now we're going to go to the New Testament. Let's go to Matthew 24 and verse 29. And it reads, Immediately after the tribulations of those days shall the sun be darkened. And this is a future prophecy. And the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of the heavens shall be shaken. Actually, is that correct? Let's see. Oh, so I can read the verse 29 to 31. It says, and then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven, and then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. And he shall send his angels with the great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four corners, from the four winds, and from one end of heaven to the other. And that word elect, uh, all right, that's going to go to Psalms 148, which is just the Israelites. We got to read verse 13 and 14. It says, let them praise the name of the Lord, Yahweh Shem Shai, for his name alone is excellent. His glory is above the earth and heaven. He also exalteth the horn of his people, the praise of all his saints, even of the children of Israel, a people near unto him. Praise ye the Lord. Okay? And not those saints, those are the elect, the 144,000. Let's go to 1 Peter 1. And 1. It says, Peter, an apostle of Yahushua HaMashiach, to the strangers scattered throughout Pontus, Galatia, Cappadocia, Asia, and Bithynia. Now, let's go to that word scattered. You're going to see, I believe, is Greek diaspora. Yep. And this is scattering, right, of Israelites dispersed among foreign nations. Okay? That was a scattered. And what they did right here, B, that says of the Christians scattered abroad among the Gentiles. No. Those Christians are actually Hamashiachim, and I've done a lesson about that before. But what they're trying to do right here is they're trying to say that this is basically man-made religion, okay, inserting itself. And what they're trying to do is obtain a blessing, or trying to usurp the Israelites being the chosen lineage. That's what they're trying to do. Now, go to the book of James, chapter 1. It says, James, a servant of Yahweh and the Lord Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, to the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad, greetings. Again, this whole book is telling one story of a chosen lineage, a chosen people, from the beginning to the end, including the Apocrypha, which they took out. Okay. Let's go to John 7 and 35. And I'm going to show you a comparison between these two verses from the KJV on the left to the NLT on the right. It says, Then said the Jews among themselves, whither will he go, that he shall not find him? They're talking about when Yahweh said that he's going to be ascended up. He would go. It says, will he go into the disperse among the Gentiles and teach the Gentiles? So no. When you read this on the NLT, it makes a lot more sense. It says the Jewish leaders, which is really the Israelite leaders, they're going off, were puzzled by this statement. Where is he planning to go? They asked. Is he thinking of leaving the country and going to the Jews in other lands? Maybe he will even teach the Greeks, right? But that's why it says there's no difference between neither Jew nor Greek. That's Israelite foreigners, again, or those who are, Hellen or Hellenized during the Greek captivity. Yeah, let's see. So bear with me. I'm trying to find a precept. Uh, yeah, I believe it's in Maccabees. So let me go ahead and find that real quick. Here it goes. Yeah, this is First Maccabees 1, verse 41. It says, moreover, King Antiochus, this is one of the Greek generals after uh, Alexander. It says, moreover, Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom that all should be one people, and everyone should leave his laws. So all the heathen agreed according to the commandment of the king. It says, so yea, many of the Israelites consented to his religion and sacrificed unto idols and profaned the Sabbath. You see that? Let's see. And then there's another one, I believe, in Second Maccabees. Uh, I want to say it's Second Maccabees 2. Let's see if I can find it. It's lucky. Mm. Anyways, but yeah, I hope that drives a point right there. Let's go back to the blue letter. And with that, I also want to go back to the very beginning, which I actually talked about how in Isaiah 14:1. Let's go get that real quick. How essentially how there were going to be people within our lands, right? And right now we know that a bastard is dwelling in Ashdod, which Ashdod is modern day Tel Aviv. But the history of the heathens, filled the cities of Israel along with Samaria, and that's shown in 2 Kings 17. Let's see. In verse 24. On down, actually. It says, and the king of Assyria brought men from Babylon and from Kuthath and from Ava and from Hamath and from basically all these places, right? And they, it says, and they possessed Samaria and dwelt in the cities thereof. And that's what the whole, when you read John's 4 and 21, the woman at the well, she was one of these people from that area in Samaria, right? That the Assyrians had brought in. But you know that, and that's why this is what Yahushua said in John 4 and 21. No, there it goes. John 4. Verse 21, he says, woman, believe me that the hour cometh that ye shall neither in this mountain nor yet in Jerusalem worship the Father. It says, ye worship ye know not what. We know what we worship, for salvation is of the Jews. That's why he said that, okay? But anyways, I want to go ahead and finish off in 2 Timothy 2 and 24. It says, and the servant of the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai must not strive, but be gentle upon all men, apt to teach, and be patient. Okay? So teach what you know, all right? And meekness, instructing those that oppose themselves. All right. So yeah, just teach what you know, be patient, and pray upon it, and these things will come. And I pray this lesson was edifying. I want to say shalom, a baba ball, call me Yasha Allah, and on to the next.